Hey everybody, what's up? Really just wanted to do some reflections before I jump on with the Reinvention Center and talk about man how people think that how so many guys who are incarcerated are under stress this time of year. You know that hit me this week, man. I was just thinking about how this time of year is such a stressful time for people. What's up, Lester? For people who are incarcerated. They're going through the withdrawals from, especially now with COVID and this whole last year being filled with COVID. Uh, it just, man, it's stressful on them. And I was reflecting on like the time when a brother had just joined me. What's up, baby? Hey, what's up, Bilo? You doing all right? Man, what's up, Truck? Man, I was just telling people, man, about how people, uh, uh, how this time of year is such a hard time for people who are incarcerated. And I know you guys can only, what's up, JP? I know you guys can only imagine, man, what we went through when we were incarcerated, man. Just how this time of year you're without family, man. You can't get the things that you want from your family. You're really missing out on the things that that's near and dear to us. So what I did was, hey, Lisa, how you doing? I speak good English now, Lester. I got to get back in that gym though, man. You know what I mean? And so I was just thinking about how we went through those hard times, man, coming up with the Thanksgiving holidays and Christmas. And I was reflecting on when I first became incarcerated, and man, stressing and helpless, man. You're so helpless, man. Especially now, like I said, with COVID. Hey, Sandy, how you doing? Make sure you join us on the Reinvention Center. What's up, Prentice? Man, all my soldiers coming through, man. What's up, Jerome? And I was just telling the dude, what's up, Damon? Like how, hey, Frida, man. Sorry to hear about your sister, man. Make sure you let me know what's going on with her passing. And we were just thinking about, man, how even when we were at Yazoo, man, we were up in 1B Upper, converted to A4, and we were just thinking about, hey, Rashida, and we were just thinking about, man, like this time of year was just so hard for us, friends, man. We had to make ourselves get into it with the TV. What's up, baby? Get into it with the TV, with the games going on and everything. And I didn't really watch TV, as you know that. You all right? Yeah, I didn't even watch TV, Apprentice, like and most of the time I was on the yard and everything, trying to referee or trying to do bingo during this time of year. We were just finishing up probably bingo and giving out all the prizes and everything. But it's just such a stressful time during these years, man. And especially when you're at the USP, Lester, like we were back in the day at Beaumont when I was there 9 years, and I spent at least 7 of those on lockdown. I'm good. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, I can't stop now just because I came home. You lead by who you are, not by where you at. That's the thing I love and respect about you. And so, like Truck, my boy Truck, that's on there, man. Always been a leader, man. So one of the things I'll make sure I stream it, Sammy. But and the thing is, man, I was just, I was talking to my girl and I was just telling her how hard it was for me in 1997, man, when I came up like Christmas time, man, and we were on lockdown. And so I always remember, thank you, baby. I always remember it by songs, man, because you be on lockdown, you make sure you keep 10 or 12 packs of battery in your locker so you can listen to the radio. And so my first Christmas, man, I was just remember the song 4 Seasons of Loneliness. And I was thinking about how I couldn't be a father to my kids and how I couldn't maybe be a husband to my wife at the time, and just how I couldn't be a family member, man. And so, yeah, I'm trying, Lester, so, and the thing is, man, that takes a toll on you, man. You can't make the phone calls. Because we were on lockdown in 97, then 98, you know what I mean? So I had to mark those years by music because I was on lockdown so much during that time at Beaumont to where all I could do was mark it by music. So when I got a chance, what's up, E? There was another Yazooan from Jackson. What's up, Jacktown? You know what I mean? And so, just breaking it down through, people don't really realize, man, if you got a family member or a loved one or even a friend who's incarcerated during this time of year, man, they're going through hell. right now. And then it's like they're having withdrawal right now from the holiday season. You know what I mean? Because they know it's a new year, it's a new beginning. Everybody on the outside, we don't really make resolutions in prison. The only thing we try to do is either say we're going to get in shape, or, we're going to do something to change ourselves and change our circumstances. For me, I was always trying to change my circumstances, so there was never anything new that I could put out there and put forth to say that I was going to change. There was no resolution, because there was, for so many years, when you're looking at a 33-year sentence, your only resolution is to, when the library opens back up, I'm going to get over there. Man, we got to do something for Mike, man, And so Mike is going that. So what we do is we do workout classes where we work out with people, like you, Truck. You know what I mean? You, Lester, and all of us, man. So we try to sharpen each other. When we were in the unit with different things that was going on in the world, we try to stay current on the current event. A lot of guys do that time watching sports, playing sports, and doing stuff like this. There's nothing wrong with that, but a lot of guys do that time reinventing themselves. For me, it was a time marked by, when I left the streets. A lot of people, I lost a lot of things, from houses to cars and money and everything. But man, that was a material thing. The biggest thing I lost was my connection with family. And that was one thing. And I always tell people this, and people have to always remember this, that nobody remembers you except for the last thing that you done, or the last person that you were. The transition, what's up, brother? How you doing? The transition that you made or became during prison, nobody sees that. They don't know you. They're still expecting the same person you was when you left the streets, man. So when you come back, it's like you done went back into the twilight zone, because everybody expecting you to be, like for me, to be that old Reese, to be that cup, to be that person, you know what I mean, who had the sack or whatever and stuff. So me changing and knowing that was not an option for me anymore was different and foreign, So to them, it might have seemed like I was acting strange or whatever. Then they might have thought, okay, well, we know he had all this stuff before he went to prison. Maybe this was him, not wanting to share what he left before, like all the money that he had before. Maybe that's him just want to hold everything. He still got this money or everything. And so people remembering that, everything that you used to have before, Truck, Lester, and everybody, Lester, when you had the limos and stuff out of Houston, people looking for that same Lester McCoy when they come out. You know what I'm saying? Below, people looking for that same person. They looking for that same person. So they're not looking at the transformed Below. They're not looking at the transformed Lester or Truck. They're not looking at the transformed person that you became while you were incarcerated. They're expecting that same dude to come back and put them on. That same dude to come back and be riding celebrities in the limo all through Houston and stuff like that. So they're not looking at that. They're looking at how you were before you went to prison. You know what I'm saying? But like you said, you got to do you and just keep pushing. So a lot of those friends, they're not going to accept the change. They're not going to understand the change. So you got to sever ties with them and move on, man. You got to sever ties and move on. And so, the basic, the small thing I'm trying to say, man, is that when we come out, it's just so much that we have to fight for and press on past to reacclimate ourselves back to society. That people don't understand all that we go through. They don't understand the dark and lonely nights we spent worrying about our kids, worrying about our mom and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Worrying about our family. They don't understand the darkness that you go through. They just looking at the strong person that comes out, in the shell of a man. They don't see the internal hurt and pain that you go through in that transformation. You got people like Mike and so many different other people that you left behind, man, and you constantly think about them daily, man. Like, what can I do to help them get out? You meet so many good brothers along the way, man, with life sentences that you often and always think about. Man, what can I do? He got a life sentence. What can I do to help him? You know what I mean? We know that they over-sentenced him. We know that he came in as a young man, 20-something years old, and he's been down at least 15, 16, but he got a life sentence on that end. So you can't help coming home when you get action on your case, like us, Lester. You know what I mean? We got out early, so you always think about that person that's left behind. You know what I mean? And man, freedom is eternally priceless, man. God is good. I'm so thankful for my freedom. Yet and still I hurt for those who are still incarcerated. You know, that's one of the reasons that I do this, because I still hurt for them, man. I want people, what's up, Christian? You know, so that's one of the things. I still hurt for those people who are incarcerated, man. And that's why I fight so hard all the time to try to find a way. Even with the people, I didn't realize how bad it was in the state until I became part of the state system. So I have to try to find a way to help them too, while still helping the people that I left behind on the federal level. You know what I mean? So I have to get involved with the congressman here to try to get that 2123 back in front of the Mississippi legislature, so these guys can get some relief, man. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what we always have to do, man. We have to always kind of to stay in the loop of everything that's going on, man. And we have to kind of like pull our family to the side, understand that we have struggles too coming back into society. And so just because I do have a good heart lesson, don't take advantage of my kindness and my goodness, man. You know what I mean? Because I struggle too. But you know, I'm still willing to share what I have, as small as it may be. You know, as stressful of a situation that it might put me in. You know, I still am willing to share my time, you know, with people, to give people an opportunity to become free like me. I still have to share whatever I earn, whatever God has blessed me. Man, there's no way that on my own I could have got the job that I have now, or been as successful as I was without the help of God. So make no mistake about that. I have to acknowledge that. I have to acknowledge that, you know, it could have only been God. It could have only been God that freed me, because I didn't have any more avenues to put before a judge or anything in court or anything. So it could have only been God that freed me. But there was people like Amy and Demeter White and all the people who were out here. Amy Can Do at the Can Do Foundation, Malik, and everybody who were fighting for me, you know, during my time of incarceration. That you know, that could have touched somebody, they could have reached out to somebody. You know what I mean? I try to be Christian. So as always, you know, yeah, it's very difficult to trust once you come home. Hey, Tonton, what's up? You know, so that's the one thing that I have to do, man. We as a people, you know, have to get involved with everything. Like I heard somebody say, man, COVID has changed everything. COVID has changed the way we're going to do, the school system is going to be. COVID has changed the way doctors are going to interact with people. Man, COVID has changed the way the churches are going to be. Man, it has changed everything in the way that we're going to live. It's going to change the way we shop, we interact with people. You know what I mean? The school system would never be the same, man. They're still trying to figure out what they're going to do for 2021. You know, so it's just so many things that 2020 has changed. You know what I'm saying? And so we have to make the adjustment here before we can make the adjustment physically. So we got to wrap our mind around that we still got to survive, you know. And so in doing that, man, we have to be conscious of the struggles that people beside us, behind us, or in front of us are going through. No matter how good it looks on the outside, there's some internal things that those people may be going through that we have to be mindful of, even in our own struggle, man. You know what I mean? What's up, Byron? How you doing, man? You know, so, and that's the thing, man. That's the thing. Like I say, even with people who are out there getting ready to be released or fighting for their freedom, or even some of the ones who got compassion release. Did you know, Lester, that the people that are on compassion release, they said that once that they get the virus, that they're going to try to take them and put them back in prison. So they don't want to put that out because they don't want to put panic back into the people that they have out on compassion release. That's why they don't want them to have certain jobs, and they don't want them to, they got such a strict regimen on those people that they have on compassion release, those people that they let out with the ankle monitors. Because they're talking about putting those people back inside once they get the vaccine throughout all the Bureau of Prison. Right now they got a mandate to where they have to cut the whole federal prison down to 50%. The ACLU is making cut every institution down to at least 50%. So they have to spread everybody out and let more people out on home confinement. So what they're saying is that they're going to have to take those people once this virus gets distributed and put them back in prison. Can you imagine that? You've been out for a whole year on compassion release because of COVID, but now they're talking about putting you back in Clifton. What's up, Mike? How you doing, Bookie, man? You know, and so, hey, Mr. Fairland, that's another gentleman that I met. Yes, I'm telling you, I'm gonna dig up the paperwork. I'm gonna dig up the paperwork. You know, this come from somebody in the bureau. I'm gonna dig up the paperwork and try to distribute it to people, but I don't want to become a target. But I just want you to know I can put it out on here. You know what I mean? But you know, it's like I say, they're talking about once the virus get distributed among everybody, the people who are on house arrest on compassionate release, they're talking about putting them in to serve out the rest of their time. So while you're on there, I would try to do as much as I can to get off home confinement, because those are the people. Those are the people that they're going to talk about once the COVID ease up and the virus go down, numbers go down. They're going to try to put those people back in prison slowly but surely. They're going to take them off the ankle monitor and put them back in to, serve out the rest of their time. That's why they was doing people in the lows in the camp. You know what I mean? So while you're out, man, try to get you a clemency or get your thing rolled up. And so that's one of the things, man, that we have to be mindful of. The government is not going to do anything to help us. You just look at how many other countries are getting money every month, as opposed to they're fighting to give us $600. $600 won't even pay the average American's rent. You know what I'm saying? And so we talk about what they're doing for us, man. Look at what they're doing to us. You know what I mean? It's like even at the way, yeah. Get on top of that, man, and get yourself free for good and for real, man. Cut yourself, from the justice system, man. And then anybody that you know, if they're only the ones who are on home confinement with the ankle monitor. Those are the ones that they're talking about putting back into the system. If he's in a halfway house and he doesn't have an ankle monitor, then that means that they've gave him compassionate release with a contingency plan to let him be back into society. But those who are that they let come straight home, on house arrest that has the monitor, those are the ones that they're talking about. The ones with the most time, they're going to start with the people with the most time first. You talking about people that came out with 10 years left to do on compassionate release. You know what I'm saying? Now, see, people think, okay, they did us a favor. Well, what they did was it cost so much to house us that they didn't really have any money, because most of the unicorns throughout the federal system were not, they were down. So they weren't generating any money for the federal system. You see what I'm saying? So we weren't working to make them money. You talking about $1 billion business that went cold turkey. They were making so much money that they were taking the women out in Tallahassee and almost threatening them to go back to work in Unicor, because they had several orders that they had to get out for the military. And a lot of those women became sick, and a couple of them died at Tallahassee at the women's camp. You know what I mean? And so you think about that, how much money they're losing. And Lester, Truck, and E, and all the people who worked in Unicor below. You know what I mean? Look how much money that they are losing. You know what I mean? And so, what's up, Black? How you doing, man? Black Kermit, you get yourself, man, off that house arrest too, man. Whatever else we can do to get you off the house arrest, man. Stay on top of it, man. Stay on top of it, because as this virus, as the vaccine get out, and they use it to vaccinate the people who are incarcerated, and the numbers go down, they're going to be looking to filter all those people back into the system. You know what I'm saying? So, man, you don't know. Like I say, man, this whole thing has changed the way we live, man. And so we got to educate ourselves and educate the people around us about what's actually going on, man. And just, like I was telling everybody, Black, and for the few people who just came on, I was just saying how stressful it is for people. Like, I only have like maybe a week now. It'll be my first year. It'll be the 1 year anniversary for me coming home. And it's been it's been a trying, it's been a blessed but trying time. But aside from that, man, God has kept me and blessed me to be as prosperous as I would. It's like I never miss a beat. With me being gone 20 plus years, 23 years, man, it's like when I came home, I never missed a beat. You know what I mean? It was just amazing how I could, how he has progressed me. And it's not anything other than me putting forth the effort in faith and him blessing my actions. Man, there was nothing that I could have done to be on my own to be where I am today, without the help of God, And so that's one of the things, man, that I want to challenge you this year to, if you happen to make a New Year's resolution, make a New Year's resolution to work on self, man, and create an avenue, man, for God to talk to you, minister to you. I'm not saying become holier than thou and all that. I'm just saying open your mind and heart up to the Word of God. See, one of the things that God takes us where we need to be at an appointed time. I remember coming to Atlanta in May of 2017, where I met Pastor Fairley, not knowing that this would be, you know, that this would be, is he on house arrest, Joanna? Not knowing that I would meet Pastor Kenneth Fairley in Atlanta. He's new to the system. I had been in 20 years, you know what I mean, at the time. And I was able to, him being older and him being a lot more wiser than me, and being a pastor, I was able to educate him on the system that he was about to go to. You know what I mean? And send word ahead for people to look out for him. But in turn, not knowing that I was building a bridge, a lifelong connection, with a person that I already knew about and that I already admired and respected long before I met him personally. So it was a blessing for me to pass through, that God ordained for me to go through Atlanta and be there when he came through, as a watchman to point him in the right direction. You know what I mean? Well, that's fine. Then there's no threat of returning. Yeah, if he's not on house arrest, so he'll have to just deal with the probationary court, parole and probation. And so in me meeting Mr. Fairley, man, it was just like me learning while I was incarcerated, and also me being able to assist a fellow Christian and to become a better Christian in the same process. Because once you're taught by an actual pastor whose heart is fully after God, then you know that and so one of the things that I learned from that was uh, how to open my heart and listen to God's instruction in that brief time. And some of the music that I share with him and some of my own songs, I learned how to listen to God when he's trying, or how to decipher and discern when God is speaking to you. Other than when you're trying to do things on your own and creating your own thought. It's just, I learned how to be still and to be a man of God. But look, I got to go. I got to get onto this reinvention center. I asked that you join me. My baby just posted the link. And so what I'm going to do is I have to get off, man. But I will be back, hopefully. Maybe I'll come back after the broadcast. Maybe not. Jump on the reinvention center. We're talking about how hard it is to reacclimate once you come out, or to get yourself back on your feet, and relationships after you, during prison, not just intimate relationship, but just even relationship with families. So you see the link that's my baby just posted in there with James Jones, and you'll see it. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. You see the meeting ID is 835-7625-1162. And so, yeah. So just jump on there. Yeah. But it's been a pleasure talking to you. If you have any questions, man, leave your questions inside here. I always go back and comment on everybody, man. You brothers that I was incarcerated with, man, at one point in time, no matter where, man, I appreciate you guys, man. Keep your nose clean and don't throw rocks at the penitentiary. You know what I mean? You guys know what that means. I love you guys. Take care, man. Wrapping it up.